Hi! Hello everyone! Hi, there are people already waiting in the chat. Hello Robert Animations, hello Charlotte as well, hello. How are you doing? If you are here, if you've joined us this morning on a pretty grey morning, do say hello. Hello, hello, hello. Lovely to see you all. How are you doing? How are you doing on this Saturday? It's Saturday again. Hi Rowan and Flynn. Hello. Hi Doom. Hi. Hello. How are you all doing? Thanks for joining us again. I hope you've had a lovely week. It's been another warm week, so I hope you got to enjoy the sun and also play some games as well. Hello. Hi Catherine. Hello. Oh, it's not Catherine, is it? It's another name. I can't remember. It's in there somewhere. How are we doing? We've got some fun stuff coming up today. We have, I think everything should be working. We had some technical difficulties this morning, so if anything goes wrong, do let me know. You always do, but do let me know. We'll make sure we can fix it. Now, I'm hoping that you can all see and hear me properly, that everything's working. What have you been playing this week? Has anyone been playing anything fun? How have you been, what have you been spending your time on? What have you been doing? I've been outside again, so I've been playing Pokemon Go, and more Animal Crossing. It's all gone wrong. Connor, has it actually all gone wrong? Or are you just saying that? Oh, hello Matthew, Daniel and Mum, hello. Hi, welcome. Oh, that's not okay, Connor. Oh, Rowan made a Roblox game. Oh, amazing, did you? Oh, well done. I think that was very fun. Hi from Isla and Maya. Hello, Isla, Maya. Oh, you've been playing Fall Guys. Oh, you're off. Okay. See you later, Doom. Matthew's made a vast and perfectly circular pit in Minecraft to store TIE fighters in. That is amazing. Oh, you can't work out how to share it though. Oh, well you could just take a picture of the screen. That's also fine if you want to share it with us. Oh, Charlotte, you've been playing more Animal Crossing and Kirby. Oh, yes, Kirby. Fresh. Amazing. Oh, this sounds great. We've been doing loads this week. I've been playing around with the microbit in preparation for today as well. So that is what we were going to be doing. Should I explain what we're doing today as well? So you might have seen, if you follow us on social media and things, that we have a special guest today. Oh yeah, Animal Crossing is awesome. That's true. So we have a special guest. We're going to be joined in a minute by Tom from a charity called Special Effect, who's going to be talking to us about accessibility in gamings and amazing, exciting technology that they use to make games accessible. And there'll be some games that you can go and play after this stream as well. Ooh, amazing. Yeah, and then we're going to be having a look at, yes, exactly, Robert, Scratch microbits. That's what we're going to be doing. So we're going to be having a look at the microbit again and playing around with Scratch to see what we can do. And hopefully we're going to see if we can make the microbit into a motion controller, so we can control things in Scratch using motion with the microbit. So that should be very cool. And then we're going to be having a chat about a dolphin later on, which is what you decided last week. So yeah, I think that's what we're doing today. Tom Nook. It's not Tom Nook, unfortunately, but it's an even better Tom, so don't worry about that. Yeah, so, and yes, we got the date right today. It's the first week we've got the date right on the screen. It is the 15th of August. Yay! I'm sorry, there's no time traveling this week. We remembered to do it for once. Okay, right. So, should we get started? I'm hoping everyone's here, everyone's ready. So I am going to welcome Tom onto the stream in just a second. So give him a warm welcome when he arrives, and throughout we'll be talking about Special Effect and what they do and all the amazing work. If you have questions, you can put them in the chat, and we might not get to them while we're chatting, but we will get to them at the end as well. So we'll see if we can answer some of your questions, okay? So, yay! Amazing. Right. Are we ready? Let's have a look. I've got to remember to unmute him. and then see if I can find him. Hey! Okay, you should all be seeing and hearing him.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, so that's a good start. I'm hoping that everyone else can hear you as well. But yeah, hello, welcome Tom, welcome to PixelHeads.
Thanks, Leah. It's great to be here.
Excellent. Everyone's saying hello in the chat.
Hello,
Hello from Charlotte and Connor, of course. Everyone, okay, we can hear you. They're helpfully telling us that they can hear you and see you, so that's good. That's a good
brilliant.
start. Okay,
Yeah.
so Tom, you are from a special effect, which is called the Gamers
right.
Charity. Can you tell us sort of a little bit about it and the work that you do?
Yeah, of course. So basically, hello everyone. It's lovely to be here this morning. Special Effects are a charity that help people with severe physical disabilities to play video games and use technology in general. I don't know. You may already be familiar with us, or if you've had chance to visit the Videogame Museum in the last 6 months or so, we've actually had a little demo of some of our control setups in the museum for playing games like FIFA and things in 2-button mode using an adaptive controller. So yeah, some of you may already be familiar with what we do, but I'm here today really to talk about our work with this particular type of technology, which is eye tracking technology, which helps people who can't use a keyboard or mouse or a regular controller, or any of the usual solutions that we have around, like making things easier for them with a big joystick or big buttons. They can actually play games using just their eyes, which is pretty spectacular and exciting. So I thought it would to sort of tell you a bit more about that, because it's something that you might want to bear in mind. I guess, you know, when you're building your own games, is that there's this sort of option out there to make them more easy to play for people of all abilities.
Yeah, there's some really amazing technologies that you can use, like you'd never consider, like eye tracking, for example. Like if you don't have that problem, you can use a controller fine, that you wouldn't consider all these other amazing ways of playing games. But it's really cool. Okay.
That's it. Yeah. And I think for a lot of people, it's only when maybe they've got a friend who's got a disability or a brother or sister that they kind of think about this being a problem for some people, and one that needs a special solution. So that's where we come in, and we do our best to help those people and get everyone gaming together.
Yeah, that's the great thing, is that people can play with their family members as well, and it's all sort of an equal level playing field, isn't it? So you can all play the same games, and there's no advantage or disadvantage. So that's amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, it's someone saying they work in special education and they love what you guys do. There you go.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. So, I mean, I hope I prepared a few slides and a few videos to show everyone. I hope it's interesting to you. I tried to mix it up with some different examples and things. But yeah, just do feedback in the chat box, and if you can't, for example, hear a video during us playing it, let us know, and we'll see what we can do about that.
Yeah.
And then, at the end, I'm going to show you guys a bit of a sneak peek of a new game we're going to bring out as well, which is quite exciting.
And they'll get a chance to play that game as well later on.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's all free to play, and what we're looking for now, because the game's not been properly released yet, is for people to feedback on the game and how they find it. So I know the people that are taking part in this workshop are experts in building games and playing games. So
they are.
We're looking for input.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, so yeah, pop any sort of questions as well in the chat, and then we'll get to them at the end. Okay, cool. So yeah, you could get started.
Oh, fantastic. So can people see the screen and everything?
Yes, they can see everything so far.
Great stuff. So yeah, basically I'll start by just telling you a little bit about me, because I know you usually start these sessions by sort of talking about your favorite games and what you've been playing and stuff. So this is where it all began for me, when I was a little baby. I think this photo was taken when I was about a year or two old.
And they can't see the photo.
Can't see the photo.
Oh,
here we go. Sorry, can you see it now?
Yeah, there is.
Surprise.
There you are.
So yeah, and this is a very old-fashioned computer. This is one of the first computers like that people had in homes and in schools. It was called a BBC Master computer. There probably is one of these in the museum, is there, Leah?
We have a BBC Micro in the museum, which is sort of similar.
Yeah, big clunky thing, and it had these big 4.5-inch floppy disks that you had to put in that had very simple games on them, like Pac-Man and Frogger and things like that.
Yeah, there's a few people who are recognising it in the chat, saying it takes you back.
That's nice. So yeah, this is where it all began for me, my kind of gaming journey. And fast forward a few years, I'm working for Special Effect, and I get to meet my heroes, like the Onion King in my job, which is pretty cool.
Amazing.
And yeah, this is when I went to EGX last year, and actually it was great because Overcooked is my favorite game, I think. So it's cool to meet him and get a selfie.
Oh yeah,
so
it's a great game.
Yeah. So that's a bit about me. A bit about where the charity started. There's a belief, or there's a sort of a article in the United Nations Rights of the Child that is that every child has a right to play, and this is something that we believe at Special Effect, and I'm sure it's something that everyone's taking part here today believes as well. But obviously for some children that's more difficult than others, and for children with physical disabilities, often they can't play in the way that the rest of us grow up, playing, and that might be playing video games in the normal way, using a controller or mouse or a joystick, or it might be going out to play football with your friends, or ride a bike, or whatever it is. And a good example of that is this little lad here, whose name is Finley, and Finley loves football, and he because of his disabilities always only been able to watch from the sidelines, but you can see he's super mad fan. He's got all the kit there, and he'd love to be able to join in. And this is where kind of Special Effect come in, really. His family got in touch with us, and they arranged a visit to our centre, which is near Oxford, in the south of England. And he came into our centre, and our team were able to help get him set up playing FIFA, which was, his kind of dream, really, to be able to play FIFA on the Xbox. So this is just a typical situation, really, where maybe for children that can't kind of play and join in the usual ways, we see gaming as a great way to give them the opportunity to join in with their friends and do something, as you were saying at the beginning, that's kind of the same as everyone else, and that they can do with their friends or do with their brothers and sisters. And there's a little video clip now. The first video I'll show you guys about Finley's visit, and hopefully the sound will work. But if it doesn't, you can just it's not only a short clip. You can just watch it, and then I'll tell you about it afterwards. So here we go. Let's hope this works.
Fingers crossed.
Hey, welcome. It's great to see you. Hi, Finley. Hi, welcome.
Special Effect is a charity that was founded 10 years ago with the mission of helping severely disabled people to get more out of life through technology. Well, Finley's come here for an assessment. He's working with some of our occupational therapy team, and they'll just be making an initial sort of analysis of his movement.
Rangers today in our match against West Bromwich Albion.
Watching Finley try all the different controls and watching him just in the short space of time we've been here, managing to use both hands at the same time. So it's really, really nice to see. Oh, well done! He is gaining from this, and I think this is his dream, and it's just come true.
So there you go. Hope that worked.
It did. They said the video was a little bit choppy, but they could see everything and they could hear everything. So perfect.
That's good. I'm sorry about the choppiness. So it seems to be playing it again. Let's skip on.
Okay.
So that's a lot of our work is is with children like Finley and adults too in some cases, and it involves that kind of process of seeing what people are able to do, what movement they do have, whether or not they can use things like joysticks and buttons, and then matching that up really with the games that they want to play. But in some cases, there are people that we work with who aren't able to use those solutions, and in these instances, we'll often try and use different technologies, different solutions for them, and they will involve things like eye tracking. We call it eye gaze when we're at work, so I might slip into calling it eye gaze too. But eye tracking, eye gaze, they're kind of the same thing, and it basically involves being able to control the computer in the same ways you would usually, but just using your eyes to do so, which is pretty magic when you try it or see it for the first time.
Yeah, it's amazing. I've had a go, and it's very tricky to sort of get your head around when you start playing it.
Definitely, and I think that's something we always say when people try it for the first time. It's quite hard, and you have to sort of really work at it. But over time, you get better and better and better. And I actually was going to show you an example of a young girl called Becky, who this is her when she first started to come to see us at Special Effect when she was only 6 or 7 years old, and what you'll see now is that over the years she's become like a super eye gaze user. Wow. One of the best, and she actually travels around and does talks and things and makes videos and meets celebrities, and she's brilliant at it. But here's a very early example of her using it, and you can see in this other picture, basically she looks at this camera at the bottom here, and I'll show you a close-up of what these look like for anyone who's not seen one before. But this camera picks up what her eyes are doing, and then as she looks at the game that she's playing, different parts of the screen, it's actually tracking where her eyes are looking, and that's allowing her to control the cursor just like I'm doing now, but using her eyes to do it instead. Wow. So yeah, when you see it happening, it's pretty awesome. This is what the camera looks like in close-up. Hopefully you guys can see that there are these little infrared lights. Often when you're looking at it, you can't really see these lights. It just looks like it's black, but this is what's going on sort of behind the scenes, really, that it's sort of shooting this light out, and the light reflects off your eyes. So as you look around, obviously the position of the light changes, and the camera picks that up, and then it kind of tracks the movement, and then wherever you're looking, basically the arrow or the cursor will move around. Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah, it's like having a superpower. Yeah.
Well, as Connor's saying in the chat, oh no, I'm getting notifications. It reminds him of like a Wii sensor or the Kinect sort of camera sensors that you get with the motion controls. Like it looks kind of like one of those. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's very, very similar idea, but instead of tracking your kind of what your arms are doing and things, it's tracking what your eyes are doing. Wow. And yeah, as Becky will say, I'm going to show another video now. She actually uses the camera to do almost everything that she needs to do with a computer. So she can't actually speak herself, but she uses the camera to use a keyboard on the screen to write out what she wants to say, to then tell the computer what to say for her. Wow. To control games, and if you just keep an eye out while you're watching the video for what the cursor's doing, sometimes it will show up as just the arrow, and sometimes it'll be like a circle on the screen. But you can see her like selecting things and move around, and as I said, she is a real pro, so she's using it very skillfully.
Wow. So we get to see an expert at work.
Here we go. Yeah.
Amazing.
Hopefully it will work and it won't be too jerky.
Okay.
Okay, let's see how we get on.
Hello, my name is Becky. I am 14 years old. I have have severe quadriplegic cerebral palsy, which means my brain can't control the muscles in my body. I can't walk or stand or use my arms or hands, which makes playing regular video games quite difficult. Special effects help me to have lots of fun with my computer. My eyes become like the computer mouse, so wherever I look, the cursor goes. Then I can do a mouse click on the screen by staring in one place for a short time. Video games are so much fun, and I like immersing myself in a game as it helps me to relax. I like designing things and exploring online worlds, and I like finding different ways to be creative. Special Effects have developed a new interface to Minecraft, which is so awesome, and they have been great at listening to what disabled gamers like me want to play. I can't do a lot by myself, but I can play video games on my own, which gives me a good sense of independence and achievement.
Wow,
So, yeah,
that's so cool.
Yeah, and she, she pretty much says it all there, which is great. And I just thought I'd show you guys this because I know you're all big into your Minecraft, and a lot of you probably watch the Yogscast as well. Yeah, Becky's such a pro at this now. She gets to meet lots of famous people like Lewis at the Yogscast, and show him how it's done, really.
Yeah, we've got some questions. So, there's some technical questions, as I kind of expected from our chat. Someone's saying, how do you left and right click? On a mouse, you have to left and right click, don't you? Do they amend that, I guess?
Yes, I think there will actually be icons on the screen that allow you to kind of select, am I using the right button on the mouse or the left button? Or it may default to the left button because obviously that's the one that you use most. So that's generally how it's done. It might be possible to see. I've got a couple more slides that show the kind of the interface itself. So we might be able to have a look at that actually a bit more closely. But yes, it's a really good question. And what you saw there in the video was kind of an early version of the interface that we created for people like Becky, so they could play Minecraft, because obviously Minecraft's a really complicated game.
Yeah, some people are saying in the chat, everyone's very excited to see Minecraft, of course, but they're saying that must be really hard to do, because if they play Minecraft a lot, you know how complicated it can get and how tricky it can be. I'm terrible with a normal controller, I can't imagine, but she's such a pro that probably doesn't even faze her.
So what we were using originally was it was almost like a bit of a hack, really. We were using like an existing grid interface and just trying to repurpose it for Minecraft. What we then decided to do was build something that was specifically for that game, and the young lad who we're going to show you next in the video is this guy called Tiago. But there's an example here of basically two types of interface. The one at the top is the kind of beginner level, and this is kind of what we were saying, wasn't it? To start with, it is quite tricky, and you've got to kind of build up your skills and your stamina for using it. So this is like beginner level of iMine, which is the name we gave to this
iMine. Amazing.
So on the very, very starter level, you only have these options, which is to fly, to walk around, and to attack.
That's important.
Yeah, and for me this is enough. But yeah, and then what happens is you kind of select which you want, and then you look at the main screen which has the game on it, and wherever you look, you'll move in that direction, and you will, if you've selected fly, or if you've selected attack, then you'll do that function as you're moving around. When you get to, I'm sorry this is not a very good picture, but when you get to this this sort of more advanced level, you can kind of like work your way up. You do have things like right click, you can see it here very small probably, and double click.
Oh yeah, I think I'm slightly in the way. Hang on, I'm going to move myself down a bit and you can see it more. There you go.
But yeah, there you go, like right click. You've got things like mine and repeatedly mine and things like that, and you can start building and all sorts of things. But yeah, so it's pretty exciting stuff, and hopefully I've got another video now if you'll bear with me. Okay. But what's great is that far better than I would ever be able to show you, you see how it works. So again, for people watching the video at home, keep an eye out for the red dot, because that shows you like how Tiago is looking at what he wants to do, selecting it, and then doing that thing. So that's okay. Watch out as the video plays. Enjoy.
Wow.
So there you go. Yeah.
Some very impressed people in the chat.
I really like that one because what you get there is a real sense of the freedom that game can bring. It is almost like you're kind of flying through the Minecraft world, and especially if you are kind of limited in your movements and you're not able to go outside and things, travel around as much as some of us, the fact that you can do that within the game, build things, create things, attack things.
And he's so quick at it as well. Like I would have had no idea if you just showed me that gameplay that he was using eye gaze instead of a controller to do that. Like the speed is amazing. Like
and just in case it's kind of fun for anyone watching, if there's any fans of Ninja here, he got to try iMine when he came over to the UK last. So this is Ninja and Kirsty, who was involved in coding the software. Wow. And he was only a beginner, so he had to use the most basic settings. But yeah, he really loved it, and I think he kind of got as well, like why it's kind of really exciting and important that this exists as an option for people who wouldn't be able to play otherwise. So that was a fun day when we got to hang out with Ninja and play some games.
That's pretty cool. Not a bad day at work, is it?
Yeah, I know. So yeah, so that's kind of the iMind software, and like as it says at the end of the video clip, like it's free to download. Like people can download it wherever they are in the world. So we've had people download it in America, in Canada, and in Japan.
Wow.
Uh, the thing that you need, that's kind of most people won't have at home, is one of the little eye tracking cameras. But you can get those relatively cheaply now, and in fact the software is designed to work with the kind of the most widely available and low cost versions of the cameras. So the idea that, you know, as many people as possible can have access to the game and play this way. So I don't know, maybe when the museum reopens fully and things, we can look at bringing in an eye tracking demo along.
Yeah, that would be amazing if we could have iMine in the museum. I think a lot of people would love to see that.
Yeah, I think that would be fun. So yeah, but if anyone out there knows anybody, maybe they go to school with somebody that has cerebral palsy or a condition like that, who might enjoy playing Minecraft this way, then let them know about it, and they can download it and have a go at home. So yeah, and I guess a continuation of this, and this is kind of where we're going to finish up today, but just to let everyone know that we're now working on a whole new suite of games, like a library of games for eye gaze users, and it's called iGaze Games, and it's going to be again free to play, and it's going to exist in a web browser, so you know, within reason, people can play it, you know, really easily, just if they have an internet connection. And we started with just some very simple games, things like, you know, Connect 4 and chess and things like that, and the idea being that, you know, we'd love it if everyone could play mainstream games like Minecraft, like FIFA, like Overcooked. But for some people, however many accessible controls you put in to the game itself, it will never be possible for them to play these games for whatever reason. But what we're hoping to do with this is create some games that are very, very accessible for everybody, and particularly people that are using eye tracking. But if they're using things like switches or what have you, then they'll be able to play them as well. And so we've yet to kind of fully launch this, but it is available to play for people at home if they want to check it out afterwards.
Connor's just put a link in the chat so you can find all the games there.
That's cool. And yeah, I probably just so I'm a bit aware of the time, I probably won't play the video for this one, but we'll just jump straight into the gameplay. I think. But just before I do, I'll just recap. This is our website, specialeffects.org.uk. You can download iMind from the website. iGazegames.com is where you'll find all the games that I'm going to play now. And if anybody's interested in finding out more about accessible gaming in general and the kind of features within games, I think you said at the start that there's someone who's watching today who works in special education. Like if they want to find out more about what games have what features and things like that, then we've got a whole website dedicated to that, where you can find like how-to videos and things.
Yeah, I think that was Mel. They also said I think I might know the answer to your question, to this question, but it says, should game designers think more about accessibility? Last of Us 2 has done some interesting stuff, which I think all of that is listed on that website as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think it is something that they are thinking about a lot more, and certainly we're having a lot more conversations with developers all the time who are looking for advice in this area, and that's one of the reasons why we've created this website, in fact, is to kind of showcase, you know, the best practice that's out there, and games like The Last of Us 2 that have, you know, and things like Sea of Thieves and and other games that have started to include these kind of features for people and things. So yeah, it's a good place to start. Is the gameaccess.info site. And we're always open to those conversations. If people want to find out more, they can just drop us a line. And yeah, for anyone who's enjoyed watching the videos today, there's loads more on our YouTube, and it's a good way to kind of spread the word about the charity as well. If, as I said, if you've got people at school or friends that you think might want to find out about the charity and who we can help, then if you show them some of the videos, then it helps explain it really well. I think so.
And Special Effect, you also stream on Twitch as well, if anybody does watch Twitch. You can
we
go
do
find their live streams.
Every Friday afternoon or every other Friday over the summer. We've been streaming, so yeah, check it out.
Great.
Cool. Okay. Should we play a bit of Mole Miners?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Cool. All right, so I'm going to have to stop sharing for a moment.
Oh yeah, I might have to move some things around, but yeah.
Don't worry, I'm going to go very big on the screen, but don't be afraid. A big scary face will disappear quite quickly, hopefully. Here we go.
Okay. Whoa, so, there you are.
There I am. Give me a moment just to get this going.
There we go. Thank you, Connor, for sharing all the links and things. Yeah, you can find all of this. And this is one of the games that you can go and play after the stream as well.
That's exactly right. So yeah, I'll just basically, while I'm playing, I'll just explain what's going on and why we did some of the stuff we did, because I think that's useful for you guys who are designing games. So can you see that on screen now? Yes,
we can. Yeah. And you don't have to be an eye gaze user to play these games. You can use with lots of different types of controllers, right?
Absolutely. So I'm using a mouse, and up the top here you've got settings. It's all really, we've thought a lot about how we've laid the site out, because the idea is that all the menus and everything are as simple to use as possible, but also give you as much choice as possible, depending on the kind of controls that you use yourself. So at the moment I've actually got it set on eye gaze mode, because what I want you to be able to see is the way that people would be choosing things if they were using eye gaze. So you can see in this little test box, do you see this circle that's kind of disappearing into the box? That's something we call a dwell click, which is, if I was using eye gaze, I'd just look at that target until it clicked the thing that I was looking at, essentially. There is another option, which is yes, basically there's another option here, which is the pie, which is what I was describing earlier when we looked at the video of Becky, and she was looking with that red circle that kind of went round like a clock almost. So that's this one here. Some people prefer to use that, and it just, again, it shows you like how long you need to keep looking at the thing before it disappears, and it clicks. And you can change that, how long that needs to go on for here, and it's very specific. Like if you need it to last for longer, then you can kind of set it to 2 seconds maybe. But if you're a super swift, super pro eye gaze user and you like want to zip around the screen, you can just set it for like half a second maybe, just to be really. I'm going to leave it on a second, because I'm still finding my way around this game.
Fair enough.
So that's a bit about the kind of how the menu settings work. It's not the most exciting thing, but in many ways it's one of the most innovative things about this. And something, when all you guys go on to be game developers and you're working, on AAA games, this is the kind of thing you might want to bear in mind, is adding in more options for people to speed things up, slow things down, make things bigger, make them smaller, all those different things that can really help people who are using the computer in this way.
Amazing.
So let's put it on the shrink, and let's go back and let's start the game. So let's play some Mole Miners, because this is the hot new game that we've designed from scratch on eye gaze games. So did you see the way that disappeared there?
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Have we got a bit of sound?
We've
Is
got a
that
bit of
okay?
sound. Yeah, I think it's working. Oh, someone's very excited about the Sudoku as well.
Well, you can go and play that afterwards.
Yeah, Robot Animations,
I'm
that's for
rubbish
you.
at Sudoku. Yeah, I'm pretty bad at mole mines too, but you guys can maybe help me out here.
Okay.
So when you're playing this for the first time, I should probably say, like, it does ask you lots of questions. Like, it kind of asks you how you want to play, and it sort of gives you a bit of a tutorial about all the different controls and how they work. But I'll skip straight into the gameplay because that's the most exciting part. Watch again for that kind of that dwell timer. If I wanted to play now, I was using eye gazer. Look at start, and the dwell would disappear. Let's play a quick game. And yeah, you've got lots of levels there that you can unlock and things as you go.
There's loads.
Yeah, loads and loads and loads.
Amazing. And this is completely free to play as well, isn't it? Just on a browser.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Fearless mining instructor and chief jewel collection officer.
Amazing voice acting as well.
Yeah. So here you go. One of the challenges I'm going to set all of you guys today is to go away and try and set some new high scores.
There you go. Challenge. Okay.
Because at the moment, the only people that have been playing this game are people at Special Effects and the people who are developing the game itself. So I think you guys can easily set higher scores than these.
Great. We'll share some as well. If you tag us on social medias and things, we'll share those high scores. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Connor shared it as well.
That sounds fun.
Cool.
So we'll crack on.
Get mining.
So this is the first level. So you can see very kind of quickly probably what's going on here. It's what we call a bagatelle style game, where you kind of try and hit the targets. In this case, it's these lovely gems down in the mine, and yeah, you're kind of aiming a bit like games like Angry Birds and Peggle. You're sort of aiming your blaster, and you're trying to hit those gems. What makes this one, I guess, a bit different is the fact that we've got some very big, simple controls going on here that allow people to play more easily if they're using eye tracking or switches and things like that. So I'll just talk you through what we got on screen. Can you see how at the moment the controls are they're almost semi-translucent? They're like faded slightly into the background so that you can see what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's really important, because I think one of the things that happens often when you're designing games like this is you need to have your icons really big so that they're kind of easy to look at and see and focus on. But you don't want that to get in the way of the game. So hence we've kind of designed it so that you can kind of see through them here and see what's going on behind. But as you hover over things, you'll see they come more sharply into focus. So the first thing I'm going to look at is this upwards arrow on the right, because I want to take my blaster up a bit. So here we go, and so that's allowing me to zap higher or lower. So moving it up and down. Now you might want to do more of a finesse shot, and in which case you can use this kind of toggle in the middle, which brings it down to be less powerful, or not less powerful, sorry, but a more accurate shot, so it moves a more small amount when you're kind of going across the screen. So that's the most small distance, and then if I go into the middle distance, you can see how that works. So that's middle distance here. You're sort of in a medium.
So you can get it really accurate, so you can put it exactly where you want it to go.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So I'm pretty happy with that at the moment. That looks pretty good for those central gems. And the other thing you've got here on the screen is this power bar at the left. So you can see, depending on whether that's full power, low power, medium power, is how much kind of oomph it's going to put on the marble when it zaps
Amazing.
it.
Yeah.
And the last thing that I'm going to use for now is the kind of shoot button itself, which is this one on the left with the star on it. So I'm going to dwell on that now for a second, and then it'll fire the marble.
Oh, in the thousand. There you go.
So that was pretty
That
good
was a good
start,
shot.
right?
Yeah.
Pretty good start. So for my next shot, I'll just play through here. I'll go again. I might take this down a bit, just to kind of change the angle, but I might let's go with the medium. I think
Okay.
I'm confident with that. Let's go. Oh. Not quite so successful that one.
Oh, you got 2. You get it in the
Yeah. So
Pretty good.
it's kind of, I'd love to actually be able to hear some feedback from people, because they might be able to give me some advice, but
There's just a lot of people saying it's very cool.
Yeah, they might be able to sort of help me kind of go well.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm gonna do now is increase the power here, and sorry, I'm just gonna take this up, very finesse.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think that's good. I'm going to blast it.
Oh.
Now with these ones, I think it might be better if I swap sides. I might find it easier to kind of loop over and get them. So there's another control at the top here.
Ah, okay.
Look at do that. And what I'm going to need to sort of, I think, bring the power down a bit. And maybe, yeah. Let's see how I get on with this.
Fingers crossed. Ooh.
Ooh.
Was better?
Yeah.
There you go.
Come down.
Yeah, some people are saying it's a bit like Peggle.
Yes.
Yeah, which is one of their favourite games ever. So yeah, if you like Peggle, if you've ever played Peggle before, it's a really good game. This is very similar.
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
I can really do with some help.
Oh, has anyone got any suggestions?
I think I need to go a bit higher with that.
Is anyone like expert Peggle players?
Oh no!
Oh!
Let's
so
go higher
close.
again.
It's so close. More power. Connor's saying more power. Oh!
Oh,
Yes! There you go.
It's all down to this last shot. I think this is my last marble. Can I get it, guys? Can I get it?
More power. People saying more power.
More power. I don't know if more power is the answer.
Oh.
I think maybe I just need to go higher. Let's see what I can do. Here we go. This one. No, he's overshot it.
Oh. Oh no.
I'll never live that down when people watch this video in the office now. They'll be like,
Oh. You just have to do practice a little bit more. See
I
if
think
anyone
I
can
need
beat that
more
score.
practice and more advice from you guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get the idea anyway. This is how it all works.
Yeah.
And yeah, as you get better at the game and you progress, you kind of go through the levels and things. And yeah, just like any game, you can kind of progress.
I think some people have already had a go. They're saying I got three with one ball. There you go. Just boasting. Well done.
Yeah, whoever that is, I think you can have my job, and I'll retire now.
There you go. Yeah.
That's cool. So we're just really keen for people to have a play on this now. See if there's anything they want to suggest to us for making it better, or things, maybe they might have some suggestions for other types of game that we could try. I know that there's a racing game that's in production at the moment for the iGaze game library, where you'll be able to kind of look left and right and go faster, slower, which should be pretty cool. It's like a very old-fashioned style arcade type game. So we're looking forward to that. But if anyone else has got some cool ideas for things that could go into this, then yeah, let us know. Yeah,
there's a link on the iGaze Games itself to sort of send feedback. It tells you a bit about the development, because it's sort of it's in beta right now. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, we're hoping that we'll be able to kind of launch it with the current suite of games very very soon. There's just a few little buggy things within Mole Miners particularly
okay.
that we're just trying to resolve at the moment, and then the kind of the hope for the future is that we'll be able to make it far easier to play against other people online, because we'd really like this to become something that people can meet up, play, whether they're stuck in a hospital or stuck at home, and they'll be able to play their friends across the world, or their friends who are in different town, or in school while they're at home, or what have you. So there's all sorts of big plans for it, and kind of bringing users that way.
Yeah, I guess that answers Connor's question, because he was saying, can eye gaze work with multiplayer? So I guess that is the plan.
Yes, it can. And some of the kind of other exciting things that they're hoping to do is make it kind of cross-platform, so that an eye gaze user could be using it on their PC or their laptop whilst playing against one of their friends who might be playing on a mobile.
That's cool.
So to kind of really try and bring people together that way, which would be lovely. So yeah, lots of exciting things in the pipeline, but we're just really keen now for people to be able to play and to start using it, and let us know how they get on. So yeah, get those high scores coming in, guys.
Well, they've already submitting their suggestions. So Charleston and Catherine would like to see Tetris.
That's such a cool idea.
Yeah, Tetris would be great.
Yeah, and I think that would work really well in this format, actually. Work really well. I just wanted to finish up. I know there's lots of other cool stuff to follow in this workshop, but if it's not too tricky, to go back just to the presentation for a moment, because basically, just as a last thing to kind of leave people with, I'd love them to play eye gaze games and let us know what they think. But also, just for anyone who's interested, let's have a look at this. This can you see this up on the screen now?
Yeah.
This live. Yeah. These are just some other games that you guys, you may already have them, or they might be games that you kind of want to try and things, because they're kind of examples of mainstream games that have some accessibility features already built in. So for anyone who's interested in kind of learning more about this stuff, they're the good ones to try. And maybe you've got FIFA already, but you've never realized that there are these different modes in it, like a 2-button mode or a 1-button mode, that make it a lot easier for people to join in, if they can't handle all of the buttons that you have on a controller. It's good for parents as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I might for Fortnite, I would definitely appreciate that. So yeah, I mean, they're just games that you guys might like to try out, or recommend. Again, if you've got friends at school, or brothers and sisters who maybe have a disability or struggle to use regular controller, and all the buttons or the controls that you get with Xbox or PlayStation, then some of these might be good things for you to recommend to them. Cool.
There's a I don't know if you guys have come across it, because it's not kind of very famous really, but there's a really fun platformer called Celeste.
Celeste is great.
And that's really cool, because you have the option to slow the speed down. So even just for folks who are playing it for the first time, and they want to kind of get to know the game a bit before they kind of work up the levels, you can kind of slow things down and things that makes life a little bit easier.
Cool.
So yeah, that's just something I wanted to leave you guys with, to have a think about, and just kind of explore really, because I think it's really exciting. You guys are going to be the programmers and the coders of the future, so it's great if you can kind of take this with you as an idea and try and bring as many people into your games as possible.
Yeah, that's great. I'm sure they'll be thinking about it. They've had some great suggestions already, and yeah, there lots of wows in the comments. So I think they're quite impressed. I definitely am.
That's really kind. And yeah, thank you all for listening. This has been so much fun. It's been great for me too, even though I did embarrass myself a bit.
It's fine, we won't judge you. It's fine.
Cool. Good excuse to go and play more games, I think.
Yes, practice. Perfect.
Yeah, practice.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for spending your Saturday morning with us and talking us through everything. Everyone's very impressed, and yeah, we'll share links. We'll have a go and see if we can set some high scores and test it out. That'd be great. People say you did great, brilliant work. There you go.
Nice. And look, when we can come up to visit you, we'd love to come and maybe we do like a demo day or something, and people can come down and try this stuff for themselves, because I think you'll be pretty impressed when you get to have a go at eye tracking, and it's like having a superpower, so it's a pretty cool feeling.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, we would love that, Connor. Say we would absolutely love that. Well, hopefully we can get you into the museum really soon.
Nice one.
Cool.
Well, enjoy the rest of the session, guys.
Cool. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. I will.
No problem. Thanks, Leah.
Say goodbye. Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Bye. There we go. Okay. I think you should just be able to see me now. So that was so cool, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed that. And there's lots for you to think about when you're making your own games and talking about all the sort of things that you build. I see Charleston say you do Scratch and bits, but your main focus is mainly Scratch. So you can think about all the cool accessibility options that you can add into your games as you're making them, or different ways that you could control your game. So speaking of that, that is what we're going to do. So much to think about when you're making games. Yes, so thank you for all sharing your lovely thoughts and ideas and lovely comments, and for welcoming Tom to the PixelHeads stream. I think that was really fun. Okay, so we are going to go back to last week and back to sort of April time, when we did a live stream that you might not have caught, but we were exploring Scratch, and I know lots of you are familiar with that. But we're also going to be looking at the microbit. Okay, so we had a little look at the microbit last week? All the days have sort of blended into one, but I think it was last week. And then Robert Animations, you suggested combining the two, and you said that it could be done. Now, we did have some technical difficulties when we were trying to get this to work on our computer, because we didn't have Bluetooth, and you need a Bluetooth. So I'm going to kind of show you how you can connect the microbit to the Scratch. And you don't need a microbit necessarily to start sort of coding for things in Scratch. You can sort of try it out and test it. And also when you're coding on the microbit, there comes up with a little preview, so you could test out your coding for that too. Okay, so let's have a go, shall we? Let's have a go. And Robert Animations, to answer your question from like an hour ago, we did change the date. We did change the date. It's the 15th of August today. So, woohoo, we did it, okay? So, let's go to this. Aha! So this is the microbit. You have probably seen the microbit before, if you joined us last week, but I've got one here. Ta-da! Can you see one? So I don't have my fancy second camera set up for this one, because the quality wasn't great, so I'm going to be holding it up to there like that. So this is the microbit. It's currently plugged into my computer with a mini USB. Like this. And I've got all the things on the back. Oh, you're using a phone to film this to help you in Scratch. Oh, well, we're going to upload this afterwards to YouTube, so don't worry too much if you need to re-see things, okay? We'll upload it to our YouTube channel, and then you'll be able to go and catch up later as well if you forget anything or need to see anything again, okay? So don't worry too much. But yeah, here you go. Here is our microbit. So let's have a look at what we can do. So this is the microbit. There are some things that you need to do when you're trying to get the microbit to work in Scratch. So if you do have a microbit, or you've got one at school or something like that, it won't just plug in and work with Scratch right away. You've got to do some fiddling to make sure it will work properly. And Robot Animations, this is what you said last week. So you gave me a hint that it won't work right away. You've got to make it work. So if if you go to scratch.mit.edu/microbit, we can share all these links as well, so don't worry. It'll show a screen, it'll show this screen here, and it'll show you all the things that you need. You need a Scratch link, you need Bluetooth, and you need one of these sort of systems. So you can do this on your phone as well, or a tablet, which is really cool, I think. So you need to install a Scratch link, and that will make sure your computer recognizes your microbit and will connect it to Scratch. And then you need to download a hex file. So you click here, you download it, and you drag it into the microbit. So when you have your files on the computer, you can find the microbit file and drag it and drop it into there. And then you need to go and connect it to Scratch. So let's do that. Let's do that. And if you've got any questions along the way, pop them in the comments. Or if you've got suggestions for what we want to do next week, you can do that. Pop that in the comments as well, okay? So let's have a look, shall we? Ta-da! So this is Scratch. You probably recognised it. We've got Scratchy the cat here as well. And we've got all your usual code blocks. The Scratch cat. I think they're called Scratchy. Or I might be making that up, but I think they're called Scratchy. So let's have a look. Down here, this is something called extensions. So these are things that you can add into Scratch to connect it to other things, like a makey. So you might have you might have used the makey before. You can make controllers out of it. They're really cool. You can add that into Scratch. So if I click on that, it will show you all of the things that you can connect. So there's Lego things that you can add here, which are really cool. There's a makey, force. There you go. Sense, push, pull, motion, and spin, which is really cool. And then we have the microbit. Ta-da! Okay, so we need to click on that. And what it will do, so mine's already connected, but what yours will do when you're connecting it for the first time, it will just say connect, and it will search for a bit, and if everything's sort of set up correctly, it should connect, okay? Now this is the bit that was the trickiest for us. It wouldn't connect for ages, but we figured it out, we're good to go. So now let's go to the editor, and you'll see there are some like new blocks here, and there's a microbit in the code blocks down there, a tiny little microbit, which I think you can just about see. And then we have all of these new blocks. So what I've added at the moment is you can control the buttons. So you might remember on here, there is a button here and a button here, okay? And you can make those do different things. So you've got your LED sort of lights in the middle here as well. So let's try and control them, shall we? I think that's what we're going to do. So let's go. We can change the display. So what should we do in the displays? What should we make our buttons show? Let's see. Are there any suggestions, or should I just draw something silly? Maybe I could draw a happy face and an unhappy, a smiley face and an unhappy face, something like that. I'll do that for now while I'm waiting. That's a happy face. And then I'll see if there's any suggestions. Like that. A is happy face. Okay, so A is happy face, B is sad face. So we have button A here, and you can click on that. And you can change it to A, B, or any. So let's do A, and what did you say? A is happy face. So let's pop that happy face under there. So you click and drag that block. And we've started with that button, and then we're going to click and drag that block to B. And then make sure that this little green flag is on. Now, let's have a look. Which side's A? So this side is A, and we should get a happy face. There you go. And then this side is B. So, sad face. So now they can be happy and sad. Unhappy and sad. And we could just keep doing this all day. There we go. Happy, sad, happy, sad, happy, sad. Amazing. Okay, so that's something like really simple you can do. You can program those buttons. Yeah, it works. There we go. See, we're Scratch geniuses. Well, I know some of you are. I'm definitely not a Scratch genius, but some of you definitely are. So, yes, you can also display text. So, I'll tell you what, should we move these? And there is a block here that says display text. Okay, so we will do that. And then in here, you can change what it says. So at the moment it says hello. So when you press the A button, it should say hello. It might be back to front, unfortunately. Okay. But let's pop PixelHeads in there, shall we? And now it should display PixelHeads. Yay! So that's really cool, I think. Like that. So, one thing we can also do, Gina and Robert are definitely Scratch geniuses. That's very true. So, let's move that around, shall we? So one thing we can also do is change how it works when it's tilted. So, let's see. Instead of the buttons, so we've been thinking about accessible controllers and how you can make motion controls. There's lots of different ways that you can control a microbit because it's got, let me see if I can find it, over here, if it will zoom in, ta-da, an accelerometer. Oh, it's upside down. Wait, there we go. It's an accelerometer, and that means if you move the microbit around, it knows. So it can tell when it's being shaken or moved about. So let's have a go with that, shall we? And I might need to sort of move the camera so you can see what I'm doing, but we'll get to that in a second. Oh, Robert, you're saying I've had a Scratch account for like 4 to 5 years and they've changed how it looks entirely. Yeah, they've had like Scratch, the original, and then they went to Scratch 0.1 and then 1.5 and then 2 and then I think they're on Scratch, I think this is 0.3 now, I believe. So yeah, it's changed quite a lot. I think it's getting better. Hi Real Flame Clan, how are you doing? Welcome. We are looking at Scratch and the microbit. So let's have a look. What else can we do here? We want to, maybe when it's tilted, display something slightly different. How about that? Or when moved, perhaps? Shaken, jumped. So if you shake it, it can show something. So what about maybe when moved, it can be unhappy, like that. So if I do when A button pressed, it will display a happy face, and then when I shake it, it's not going to like that very much, and it's going to be unhappy. So should we try that? So I need to change this button here, or this little thing, to shaken, like that. So I'm hoping then, if I press the button, it'll be happy. If I shake it, it'll be unhappy, because, well, you would be unhappy if someone was shaking you. So let's try that. So let's have a look, shall we? Here we go. Right. This is A, happy face, and if I shake it, there you go. There's a tiny unhappy face. He's not very happy about that. I can make him happy again by pressing that button. There you go. And then shake it again, and he's unhappy. So he's not happy about being shaken at all. So this is one way you can kind of code like a tiny Tamagotchi on a microbit as well. So if you're familiar with a Tamagotchi, you've seen one of those before. They're like little virtual pets. You can make this into a little virtual pet. Let's make him happy again. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, welcome. Hello. Some people still joining us. So that's cool. So we can change how the LEDs look. But I think we're also going to try and make this into a controller. Okay. So let's give that a go. Where are we? So we want when tilted. So it's so sensitive that it will know when it's being tilted left and when it's being tilted right, which is very clever indeed. So let's see. There is a when tilted. So we need to get rid of those, I think. It's getting a bit of a mess, but we'll keep those over there for now. There we go. And it will get it to display something. So when it's tilted one way, maybe it can show an arrow. So let's have a look. Front. And then we get rid of that. So there's little buttons down here which you can fill things in or you can clear it really quickly. So when it's tilted front, it's going to be up like that. And then if I duplicate this, I can change this quite easily. So I just right click then, click duplicate, and dragged it and dropped it. But that's something you probably already know, but in case you don't, so I had to learn that too. So let's go back and we'll change these so that it goes down. Now for this to work and for you to see what I'm doing, I might need to grab that. The timer's not going. Do we have a timer? It's stuck on 14 minutes. Huh, that's strange. I wonder why that is. Right, let's do, maybe we'll do a left. So let's get rid of that one and we'll do a left. Now, this is left for me. It might not be left for you because of the way the camera and the screens are working, but I'm hoping you'll get the gist. So right, and then we'll change that. And then we'll go, ooh, over here, like that. There we go. So now, when I tilt the microbit, you should see. So if I tilt it that way, can you see the arrows change? And if I tilt it that way, it goes up and it should go down. Ah, see, it's a little bit tricky. So it's going left and right, but it's not doing up and down. Oh, it was. Let's see. Oh yeah, I can see it. It's just because the way I'm holding it, you can't quite see it. There you go, down, up. Oh, it's hard to see because of the light, but there you go. So now, every time... Oh, it says started streaming 14 minutes ago. Well, I'm hoping we haven't. We've been here for about an hour. Imagine. No, we've definitely been streaming longer. That's really odd. Okay, so now it will display something different depending on what we're doing with it. Go on, move down. Like that. Okay. So this is a little bit tricky to do the tilting because I have to hold it up to the camera, so I might have to move that camera. But yeah, so you kind of get the idea. We can change what displays depending on how it's moving, if it's shaken, if it's just tilted even, it's sort of that sensitive. So could we make that into a motion controller? Like might have played on a Wii before, like you can have those sort of controllers that you wave around and it knows where you are, what you're doing. The PlayStation as well, it's got motion controls. Have we been time traveling again? We might have been time traveling again. So let's have a go, shall we? So you can see now which one's highlighted depending on what is happening. So at the moment, it should be left, yeah, right. And you can see those boxes are highlighted. So that's the code that's running when I tilt it like that. There we go. Okay, so that's cool. But can we get the sprite to move? So we've got Scratchy the cat over here. Should we add a new sprite? Does anybody want to choose a sprite? How about that? Right, okay, so choose your sprites in the comments. We'll see what we can get. We've got an apple. We've got a little boy called Ben. You can choose a custom sprite. A frog. Can we find a frog? There's got to be a frog in here somewhere, isn't there? Frog! Ooh, frog 1 and frog 2. There we go. Okay, we have a frog. So we're going to get rid of Scratchy. And we're just going to get rid of that. And then we've got this frog here. Maybe we can make the frog move about. How about that? Okay, so we're currently in the sprite, so this is what we're coding for. What should we do? Should we move it with the buttons? How about that? Make this into a controller first, and then we'll try and make it into a motion controller so we can see how that works. So let's do when A button pressed, and we need a when B button pressed. And we'll try and make them go left and right. We'll keep it simple. So we need to go into the motion. So let's go into the motion blocks and see what we can do here. So we want it to move. We also want them to change direction, don't we? This little frog. Is there a name for the frog? Do we have a name for the frog? Does anybody want to name them? There we go. Oh, I don't think I have any interesting images on my computer. I think I've just got boring work ones, so they wouldn't make a good custom sprite, unfortunately, Robert. So let's change point in direction. How about that? So when the B button, so the B button for me is on, if I'm holding it like this, like a little controller, the B button is on. We've got Billy the evil frog. We've got an evil frog again. I've just realised. We keep going back to an evil frog, don't we, on these streams? Billy Henry the evil frog. How about that? It's got a middle name. It's Henry. So I'm going to look at this like it's a controller. So I've got the B button on this side. So that is my right. Just making sure. And then I've got the A button on this side, which is my left. Yeah, the evil frog is, I think, is the PixelHeads mascot, isn't it? I don't know how that happened, but it happened, and that's fine. So we want the B button to be facing the right-hand side, so that's where the direction is going. So we can change that direction, but that's what we want. So let's get another one of those. Just lost it, there you go. And I'm going to change this to head in the other direction, like that. Okay, so now, if I press those buttons, it's going to be kind of the wrong way around, but hey ho. Yeah, it is, because I'm facing this one. So I'm pressing this one now, and he's going that way, and then I can press him. Oh, he flips upside down, but that's fine. And he goes the other way. Maybe he's swimming. Like that. So we can control the sprite and where he goes with these buttons. There he's off. He looks quite happy to me. He doesn't look too evil, to be fair, but I guess you never know with these frogs, do you? So let's go back to our microbit blocks, and we'll try and make that maybe the tilt. So if we tilt it to the left, it'll go left. If we tilt it to the right, it'll go right. So it will be back to front on your screens, I think, but it should still make sense. So let's have a look. When tilted, that's what we want. We want a when well tilted. We're going to use the same blocks that we used before. Oh, it's already going. Oh no. It thinks I'm already tilting it. Ah, okay. Oh no, when tilted any. So we don't want it to be when tilted any. We want it to go on A. So we want it to go left, because that's the button on the left hand side when you're playing with like a controller. And then let's have a look. We want another one of these. So when tilted, ta-da! And we want that one to not be any. We want that one to be right. So instead of these buttons, let's get rid of them. Just pressing delete. It should, fingers crossed, move. Oh, there he goes. So if I tilt him that way, is he working? So I might have to do it this way. Yeah, he's going. So it's a little bit tricky. Em could go all the way over. But actually, if I tilt it like that, can you see? He's going back this way. It's a little bit tricky, but maybe we can do that. Okay, so it's kind of working. We've got some kind of motion controls. I think he's just doing a little dance now, isn't he? Maybe, what about if he gets, if we shake the controller like that? Let's have one of those. What can happen when they shake the controller? Maybe you can jump to a random point. So here we go to random position. So I've just gone into the motion blocks. So maybe if we shake the microbit, he just jumps to a random space. How about that? Let's have a look. Yeah, random position. So, oh, there he goes. So we can still control him. We can still make him go right and left, sort of. But if we shake him, he'll just hop about. He's doing a little dance. There we go. Can you see that? Haha. Okay, it's working. Okay, we have some motion controls. Let's do that. Let's move those, and then you can see it a bit better. Shake and shake, shake, shake it again. There we go. Shake. Just keep shaking. It will just keep jumping. There we go. That's so cool. Okay, so we have like a motion control. So it's kind of incredible that you can make a motion controller with a microbit, because you think of these like motion controllers for the Wii and for the PlayStation as being really complicated bits of kit, and they definitely are, but they can be a little bit simpler. The problem with them, like those ones, is that they know exactly where you are on the screen at all times, so you can move all the way around. But with the microbit, you have to kind of move it in the right way for it to work. But I think it still counts. Kind of saying shake, 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 shake for sure. There we go. Okay, I think I did, oh no, I can't spell scratch, there we go. Just in case you want to have a look, I'm hoping, oh, maybe it won't work for me. Ah, there we go, Nightbot, the bot's in the chat, so there we go. Ta-da, it will show you where all of that is, so that, there we go, like that. Okay. So let's have a go. Move the bot. There we go. Cool. So let's see. Yeah, bot's in the chat. Say hello to the bot. Hello, Robot. Robot's always looking out for us in the chat, so that's quite nice. Right, what else can we do here? I think we might try controlling one of the games that we've already made. So right at the start of this, well, not at the start of the year, but it was around April, we did some other live streams, and in one of those live streams, we made Pong in Scratch. So Pong is a really, really old game. It's one of like the first video games that people could play at home. And it's got the two paddles and the ball in the middle, and you play together. So I think we should try making one of those controllers, the paddles, motion controlled. How about that? So if I need to go to my creation. So this is my account. Hello up here, NVM UK. Let's have a look at my stuff. Yeah, so we've got, here we go. This is the one we made in the stream. So if you want to see how we made this, there is a video on our channel, so you could see us making us. Oh, the ball could be the frog. Maybe we can change the ball to be a frog. How about that? Okay, so and you can go and edit this one as well yourself. So the great thing about Scratch is you can use other people's projects and have a look at how they work on the inside and change them as well. So if you do want to find this, you can. So let's have a look, shall we? I am going to see inside up here. Click on that. So this is what we were making. Oh, and there's a paddle. It's all the way down there, and then there's a ball here. And I was having a go at this, but let's get rid of it. Let's move that over there, shall we? So this at the moment is the coding. So shall I show you how it works? At the moment, I've got arrows controlling one paddle, and then I've got a WASD controlling the other one. So, oh, it's stuck. Oh no! This isn't working very well, is it? There we go. Right. So now, this is slightly hard. Ta-da! There we go. Like that. So I can play this by myself, but that's not too interesting, is it? But you could play this with a friend at home, and you could do it with different ones. There we go. Okay. Pong on the moon. Yeah. I'm not sure how we ended up on the moon, but we decided to make it on the moon. Response time is a bit weird. Yeah, Nightbot's being a little bit slow today. Our poor robot. Maybe our robot's having a nap. Or he hasn't had enough coffee. How about that? Okay, so that's Pong. Let's see. So at the moment, that's what I've got. I've got arrows on the keyboard controlling the paddles, and I've got WASD as well. Controlling the other paddle. So you can, if you made this at home, play with a friend on one keyboard. But if you had a microbit, you could also use the keyboard and someone else could use the microbit, and we could make the microbit have some motion control on it. So let's have a look at this code. So at the moment, it's not too complicated, but we've got this ball here, and we have made the ball basically bounce around our game. So our ball just sort of bounces, and if it touches one of the paddle, it bounces back. So okay, so it bounces off them in the other direction. Okay, so it's pretty simple. So we're going to keep that one. We want the ball to keep doing the same thing, don't we? So let's have a look in the paddles. So let's pick one of these. I think maybe we'll pick this one. So at the moment I'm using the W and the ST to make it S key. There we go, to make it go up and down. So I think I can change that to be the microbit. So I could change it to be the buttons, couldn't I? So let's go into our microbit. I could change it like that. Oh, have we disconnected? So this is what we've disconnected it slightly. I'm not sure why, but maybe. Weird. So this is what will pop up when you need to connect your microbit. So it should have your device name. There you go, microbit. And it gives you like a little code name. And then you click connect. Oh, maybe it won't connect. Imagine if it doesn't connect. There we go. It's connected. Phew. Okay. So we're connected again. There you go. You can see a little tick. So that lets you know. That's a good thing to keep in mind. That little tick lets you know that the microbot is connected. So when it popped up with a little exclamation mark, it's been disconnected for some reason. So you can just keep that in mind. There you go. And you can connect it just with Bluetooth as well. So if you're using a tablet on the Scratch, you can install this so you can work with the microbit, or a phone even. It's really clever, I think anyway. So let's have a look. We want to change one of these, don't we? that right? I believe that's right. Or maybe we'll go, so I've already done it here. So I've got when tilted, right. Let's go back here. So when tilted, ta-da, that's what we want. And we want it to be tilted up, I believe. Let's have a look. So we want it to go front. And then we want it to go, oh no. We want to duplicate that one. And then we want that one to go back. So now we can click on these and move them out of the way. And that one's going to move it up. That one's going to move it down. So at the moment I've got it changing on the axis. So you have like, you can imagine you have like an axis even, if I can say it correctly. You all probably know this if you're familiar with Scratch. But Y means you move up along the axis, and then change by mine, you go minus numbers, it means you go down. And if you want to move across, that's the X axis. I'm saying that sort of in a weird way, but you understand. So it's going up and down. So let's have a go. So if I move it up, it goes down. If I move it down, it goes like that. Ta-da! Can you see that? Axes. Yeah, there you go. So if it goes up and then down, up and then down. And it should be moving along with that paddle. There you go. So we have made a motion controller for this. There you go. Now, let's have a look. Oh, let's stop that. Simple but powerful. That is a very good way of putting it, Charleston. Yes, simple but really powerful and really cool. There are some other things in the microbit that you can use in Scratch, but we're kind of running out of time. We've got like a couple of minutes left. That today went really quickly. Yeah, it's like a Wii remote but smaller. Yes, it's like a tiny Wii remote, but there you go. So that's really cool. So it's not sensing. Oh, let me need to do it again. So let's see if I can play using one hand on here. Oh, I missed. Let's see. Oh no. Oh, I got it. Oh no, it's stuck. There we go. Okay. This is really tricky. But at least I'm not doing both of the paddles. Okay, now this needs to come back. There we go. Okay, so you could... Oh no, I went the wrong direction. So you do have to kind of figure out how it works. But it does work. I just very clearly need some practice. Oh no, I missed it again. Okay, so there we go. Connor's saying it's a Wii remote. Like a little one. That is a good point. Oh no, I'm gonna miss it. Yeah, I got it. There we go. Okay. So you get what I mean. So that is one of the things that you can do with a microbit in Scratch. You can make an accessible, we'll start making accessible controllers of your own at home. So maybe if you can't press these buttons because it's the Wii Mini, these buttons are really small. So for some people, it might be quite difficult to press these buttons, but it might be much easier for them to hold it and move their hand upside, like up, down and up, so they could play along with you. So there are ways that you can make these kind of accessible technologies at home with things as small and as clever as this. This is the BBC microbit, okay, just in case. Hold up, that's a console. Wii Mini remote, that's what we need. Okay, so you could also change the display as well, maybe. A teeny weeny? Yeah, that makes sense. So let's change the display so it shows the arrows perhaps. So if we tilt it front, it would go up. Oh, that's a bit of a weird arrow. And then we can add that in as well. Though this might slow it down a bit. Let's try that, and then I'm going to make this. And then I'm going to get to our last little thing, and I'm going to ask for your vote for what we're going to look at next week. Okay, so now, so at the moment you can't see it, but it's showing the arrow. So in the direction that I move things, like that, it shows. So you could make it so you can see which direction you're going in, like that. Ta-da! Can you see that? So you could use the LEDs to tell the user which version, which way it's going. So there's loads of cool things that you can do with it. Okay, so that was cool. The Wii Mini 2.0. There we go. maybe we need to make our own sort of little, tiny console. That's what we need to do. Okay, so right, we're sort of nearly at the end. We're actually like a minute over, but let's go to our last little thing just before we go. So we've done loads today, and I hope you've learned something and enjoyed it as well. But let's have a look. We need to go to the screen. Okay, so before you go, last week I asked you what you wanted to learn about, and I think the vote overwhelmingly was for dolphins. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about a video game dolphin that you might have heard of, or you might not have heard of. I think some of you had figured it out last week very cleverly. And then I'm going to give you a vote about what you want to look at next week. So this, you might recognise this console. It looks a bit like a GameCube. It's because it is a GameCube. So yeah, you might be familiar with the GameCube. It came out after the Nintendo 64. And it was a pretty cool little console. It had some great games. Luigi's Mansion first came out on the GameCube. So if you played that recently on the Switch, this is where it originally was from. So the reason that it's got, you might be able to see a tiny little dolphin on it. Shall we have a little zoom in of that on a second? Your dad loves the Nintendo 64. Just tell you what, I love the Nintendo 64 as well. The Nintendo 64, it's a great console. This GameCube is also a great console as well. It is slightly different to the N64, but it's cool in its own way. But the reason that this is a dolphin is because it was called Project Dolphin. So the GameCube, when it was in development, when it was being made, had a code name. So that was the thing that all the developers would refer to it as before they decided on the name and before they released it. So that they told the general public that this would be the GameCube. So this was released in 2001. But they first announced it actually as Project Dolphin in 1999. So it took a little while for it to come out, as consoles do. You know, even today, consoles do take a long time. Everyone's still waiting on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, whatever it is. You know the new things. I've just completely forgotten what it's called. Oh well, there you go. Xbox X1 S? It's something like that. So yeah, this was Project Dolphin. And another funny thing is that the people who were developing the hardware, so all the bits and stuff that go inside it, Xbox Series X, thank you. All the bits that go inside it, they were called ArtX, and they were making like the graphics processors and all the smart bits of kit. And one of the processors they were developing for the GameCube, that code name was Flipper. So you had codename Flipper and you had codename Dolphin. So there was definitely a little bit of a theme. But this isn't a normal GameCube, is it? It's actually a development GameCube. So this is what they used to develop games before the system sort of was released. So let's have a look, and you can have a close-up. There you go. So there you go. You can see the little dolphin on there, just to say it's Project Dolphin. It says Nintendo Dolphin on there, and you have this big bulky box. So this was an NPDP development unit. So it's huge, and it's got basically all the bits of the GameCube in that box, sort of all put together as they were figuring out how it worked, testing games, testing hardware as well. And that sort of big thing sticking out of the GameCube is an NPDP cartridge. So that cartridge, what it actually does is pretends to be a disk drive. So unlike the N64 had those cartridges that you put the games in, actually the GameCube had a tiny disk drive, and it has like tiny discs. They're about like this big, so they're not like a big CD, they're tiny little things. Yeah, Super Smash Bros. Melee, that was on there. Smash Bros. Is a great game, by the way. So yeah, what that did, that cartridge, it pretended to be a disk drive, and so when you put it into that big unit, it pretended to have all the games on it. It pretended to act like those little CDs, so that when you were testing games and developing games, that's how it would work, which is a bit strange. So that big unit is the one they were using first, early on in development, when they hadn't decided on the shape and the size of it. And then that one that looks a bit more like a GameCube that we're sort of familiar with today, that has got, that has got a bit more of the shape and style. That's a bit later. So that's one they were using just before it sort of was released. And that's why that cartridge looks a little bit strange. Yeah, they put it in the top like that and it sticks out, but it does work. But yeah, it just looks a little bit odd because it hasn't got the disk drive in that console yet. If you've ever seen a GameCube or you've got one, they also had a handle on them. They had a little handle on the back so you could pick it up and take it around your mate's house, which was, I think, is genius. It doesn't help, you know, the gameplay at all, but you can pick it up and move it. It's portable, you know. But yeah, oh, you spent hours on Super Mario Sunshine. I have to show it to Charlotte. Yeah, Super Mario Sunshine as well. That's a great game. So I think this was one of the consoles Nintendo released that actually didn't release with a Mario game, first of all. It did have Mario games, like Super Mario Sunshine, but it actually was the first one to release with a Luigi title. So they changed, and that's why they released with Luigi's Mansion. So, I know, shocking. Like, they didn't release with a Mario. Instead went with Luigi, which I think is fair. I think Luigi deserves some of the spotlight as well, doesn't he? Bless him. Okay, so yeah, so that's the Nintendo, the codename Dolphin, or Project Dolphin, Nintendo Dolphin. There you go. Yeah, and then Famicom as well. There you go. So let's have a look. This is your last choice just before I leave you, because we've run over a little bit because we're trying to grab so much into this session. Your last choice. So for next week, we learned about a dolphin this week. Would you like to learn about, these are all in relation to the games, by the way, even if it doesn't seem like it. Would you like to learn about stickers or sunshine? So put your answers in the chat. I'll tally up the scores, and that's what we'll do next week at the end of the session, okay? And if you've got any ideas for next week as well, do that. You can have a look at stickers or you can have a look at sunshine. Now, they might not be what you're expecting. So if you think it's going to be Super Mario Sunshine, it might be, it might not be. Who knows? Oh, we've got stickers, sunshine. Anything else? Anyone else? Stickers? Oh, we've got a tiny little sunshine. You can put emojis as well. If I understand them, I'll count them as votes. Don't worry. So stickers or sunshine? Stickers. We've got a few for stickers. Oh, this one's pretty even. Maybe we'll have to do both. Can I squeeze all of that into next week's session? Next week, I believe it's the second to last PixelHeads session that we've got scheduled. There might be more in the future. So yeah, we've got next week, and then we'll have the week after that before the end of the summer holidays. So yeah, okay, I think 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we might be pretty even. So maybe we need to do both. I will see. I'll see if there's any votes and things on our social media. But yeah, let us know what you're up to. Let us know what you're playing. If you make anything, we'd love to see it as well. You can always tag us and things, show us things on social media. I will need to go and check my Twitter to see what's been going on. But thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you've had a lovely day. And I am going to leave you here. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. We might be heading to have a look at the museum to see how the museum is getting on, and hopefully we can reopen very soon. Fingers crossed. But yeah, it's a little bit grey where I am, but hopefully you can have a lovely Saturday either way. Play some games, have a good time, relax, chill out, and we will be seeing you next week, I believe, at 11 o'clock here again on YouTube, and love to see you then. Oh, you're going to go and make some papercraft Minecraft blocks. That's so cool. Oh, you followed me on Scratch. Thanks. You can have a look at our project and make your own versions. I'll check out what you've been making. See you next Saturday. Right. See if I can figure out how to end the stream again. Right. See you later, guys. Have a lovely week. Bye. Bye. Oh, you've got 100 followers. I'm so jealous. Bye.